Hey guys, Patrick from Art Storefronts with you, and welcome to Small Wins number one. And I love, love today's small win. Number one, three reasons. Number one, it's the start of the year. This is a great time to drop this one because you have all year to benefit from using it. Number two, it has nothing to do with selling art or photography online. It's really just a general productivity tip. So it really shows the range of topics that we're going to be covering on this new series, Small Wins. Number three, I would consider it huge nerd, without question, in my top three favorite, most important apps on my computer and has been for years. Better still, very few people in my experience even know such a thing exists. Lastly, I got to get this one in the can, as so many of the small wins to follow will be built upon using this app. So it's really foundational in that regard. And if we get this one out of the way now, you'll be in the loop for all the future videos to follow. And so, what is it? You probably saw from the thumbnail. It's a clipboard manager. And what does a clipboard manager do?
Why do they call him the bullet dodger? Because he does his bullets heavy.
Exactly. The clipboard manager, believe it or not, manages your clipboard. And so I'm going to show you how this whole thing works. Fired up to give it to you. Before I do, there's a bunch of options that you can use. There's a couple of different companies that make these. They span the gamut from free to paid. They work on both PC and Mac. We're going to provide links to some of the recommended ones that we think you should install. You can certainly try the free ones or decide to go paid, up to you. I'm on a PC, so the version I'm using is a PC one. So I have in front of me a Google Doc, and let me just show you. What does a clipboard do? We copy this chunk of text, go down a couple of pages, we paste it, right? That's how a clipboard works. You copy that thing, you put it into the clipboard, and you paste it later. You can do it with images, text snippets, just about anything that you can copy on your PC, right? So what a clipboard manager does at its most basic is it essentially gives your clipboard a memory of more than one, right? So you can stack multiple things into your clipboard. And let me just show you as an example. I've got this quote here that I really like. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and select some pieces of this. I'm going to select that one. I'm going to select that one. I'm going to select that one. I'm going to select, just bear with me here. Whoop, I did something wrong there. I'm going to select that one. I'm going to select that one. And I'm going to select that one. And what I have here is I have, just to kind of show it off, I have a Facebook, or what is this thing on Facebook? A Google Sheets presentation thing going on. And so what I can do is, by hitting just a quick key, it pulls this thing up here, which is essentially a clipboard manager. This is what it is, actually. Not essentially, it is. And so if I just start going like that and clicking the text, you can see that it's given me the history of what I put on there. And so I can go not big, and adopt a philosophy of continuous improvement. And so I just keep pressing this quick key, which pulls it up through the aggregation of marginal gains. Let me just finish it so that I can say that I did it. And I just keep going back, focus on improvements. Lost the F. I'm almost done here. Forget about perfection. I guess I probably screwed it up. But you can see how I just went through and copied all of that down and pasted it all down, all from one text file. And the history is just all in there, and it's in your clipboard manager. Let me give you another, for instance. It works with images. Let's say I have one of these dogs, and you're thinking about getting one, and you're going to do your research here on Google Images. And so I'm just going to take a bunch of screenshots here. Oh, look at that guy. He's so cute. Very cute. Look at that one. Super cute. Great looking dog. Oh, look at that one. Get out of here. He's on a boat. I love it. And look at this guy. Okay, he looks pretty nice too. So over here, I have an email going on. Maybe I'm going to email my wife and say, hey, sweetie, we really need to get another one of these dogs. I already have one. So there it is. Pasted in that one. There it is. Just pasted in the one on the boat. There it is. I just pasted in that one. There it is. I just pasted in this guy. What do you think? What do you think? Get another one? So you can see how quickly I just leveraged that Clipboard Manager to grab all of these things from that Google search, image search, and loaded them up in my Clipboard Manager. So the Clipboard Manager will take text, it will take images, and you can just call upon it. And no matter what you're doing or what type of like redundant stuff that you're doing in your daily activities, I find that this is just such a profound way to speed things up and really kind of just improve your execution speed across the board. Let me show you yet another example. Another area I love using the Clipboard Manager is when I'm building bots, and not the subject of today's small win, but trust me, there's going to be a whole lot this year on bot building. But let me show you something else. When you're building bots, one of the things that you're going to constantly want to leverage is emojis, right? And so what I find is a lot of times you're going to end up using the same emojis, right? Like the same ones over and over and over. It's a pretty redundant thing. And so what I'm doing when I'm selecting these things here is I'm loading up my clipboard with these individual emojis, right? And I'm just clicking them each time I do this. I'm copying them, and I'll just get one more, and I'm done. And so I can pull up my Clipboard Manager here, and with this particular one, with one click, it's always on top. Oh, what happened? Something happened. Let's go back. There we go. It's coming back up. So you can see that this window stays on top no matter what. If I click here, click there, this thing's still on top. So what this essentially gives me for you artist types is basically a floating palette of emojis that I can reference wherever I like, right? So I can go here into my bot building. Hey, Patrick, have you heard about small wins? And I'm going to use the beer things, and you can see that. They are amazing because when I can go down here and I can say check mark, there it is, check mark, check mark. They're amazing because, you know, they will take you to the moon. And click that one. Now the rocket ship's there. I'll do a button. Click. If I could spell. Well, you guys get the point anyway. So then I got that. Boom, done. Move this thing over here. Move this thing over here. Send message. Oh, yeah. And put in 3 of them right there, right? Like in very, very short period of time, I've got this thing with all the emojis that I'm going to end up using over and over again in my bot building. And you see how quickly I was able to reference them and pull them up? I mean, it's really just sort of insane. It really, really can speed things up. And so when you look at this example and the floating palette of having all these things, this could be text, this could be images, this could be anything. So you just have to think about what you're doing in your life that's redundant, you know, that it's rote, it's the same sort of stuff over and over again where you're relying on the same stuff. And then you've got this floating palette that you can put anywhere and just reference all of the text snippets and boom, grab them, boom, grab them, boom, grab them. Amazing, amazing feature, right? Is there more? There's more. This thing allows you to search through the history of everything that you put in the clipboard. Let me give you an example I used earlier today. I'm going to go ahead and throw the number symbol in here. The number, these are colors, and a lot of times when you're in marketing, you have to change the colors of things. So here's all the last 10 colors that I used. All I had to do was type in the number sign. Now I'm not going to remember these numbers ever. Excuse me, but I know just based on how many times I've used them recently on something that was working, there they all are. I've got them all there, all in my clipboard history, just by searching. And you can search passwords. You can search people's names. Even if you just get the gist, you get a couple of letters, it can pull up everything that you had in there. So you could have copied something 3 days ago. God, I sort of remember what it was, but I don't remember what it was. And I think it had the word such and such in it, or it had someone's name in it. Boom, you throw it in there, anything, and it'll pull it up in search. And I find that the combination of the fact that I can copy text and it keeps the text in history here, that I can copy images, that it keeps the images in history here, that I can do emojis like here in my bot and have the floating palette and search to be one heck of a small win. Now, how best to leverage it and use it really is for you to adjust for taste, what you're doing in your daily life and what you're going about. But once you get rolling with this one, there is simply no stopping. There's no going back to the air quotes, dumb clipboard, end of air quotes, right? So start using it and it will become clear, I think, very quickly how much time this amazing tool can save you on repetitive tasks. It is without question a small win that will give you a small win every time you use it, which is multiple times daily. They're stacking already and we're only on the first one. Hope you enjoyed number 1. That's it. See you for number 2.